Because I'm honest with you all, I have to tell you what happened a few minutes ago. I was chatting away, thinking I was talking to you, when in fact my microphone wasn't working. Yeah, that was very weird. And I have these on. For those Buzzsprouters, I actually wear these inexpensive headphones so I can hear myself talk. And for you YouTubers, you see how inexpensive they are. And I was chatting away and I was like, I can't hear myself talk. So I went back and I determined that I had my microphone turned all the way down to nothing, which some people would hope that I actually keep, but you know. So I fixed it. And now I'm coming back on and I'm saying good morning, afternoon, evening. Good morning, afternoon, evening to you all. I'm John Willett. Still I'm John Willett. Hopefully will always be John Willett, at least until I do whatever else I do. And I am the genial and happy and collectively mediocre host of Potholes and Cadillac Dreams. I didn't know what to say, which is a rarity for me. I did mention that I was in a laconic mood. I'm kind of just mellow. My friend Joe, who actually gets this podcast, videocast, took me to Donuts, Donnie's Donuts in Daytona Beach, Florida. That's a free plug. Donnie's Donuts is not paying me thousands and thousands of dollars to plug their donuts. However, they were pretty good. So Donnie's Donuts in Daytona 1, if you happen to be driving around Daytona and you're listening to this podcast, or if you're sitting somewhere watching this videocast, by God, go to Donnie's Donuts. Get some donuts. They're fabulous. They're really good. And I ate one too many. I bought 3. I should have bought 2. But I bought 3, ate 3, and now I'm feeling laconic. Very just, okay, life is good. Anyway, it's Friday here. I haven't spoken to you in a couple days because I've been trying to find a job. As you all know, I'm no longer with the company that I was with, and I refuse to say their name anymore because, hell with them. So I'm looking for a job, and it took me a couple of days, and I had to run around and give out resumes and also get on this computer here that I'm talking to you from and try to find some feasible means of employment. So it's important to do. Those of you that have been through it before. By the way, I'm noticing that my hair is grayer. I think it's because of what's been going on the last week and a half. I think I had full brown hair and now it's looking... Yeah, look at that. It's a little grayer. Son of a gun. Oh, well. I've earned every single gray hair on my head, so I should be proud of them, right? I'm certainly not going to end up coloring my hair. I knew a guy once. I don't want to give away the location because then everybody in the location will know who I'm talking about. But there was a guy who was about 80-ish. He colored his hair. And it was not... It's like, as we've discussed earlier... ladies who decide that they're going to fix their face and then they become unrecognizable. I was chatting about that with my friend Joe at Donnie's Donuts, as a matter of fact. And he mentioned the fact that I had talked about it ad nauseum in a podcast/videocast, and would I please shut the hell up? He did not say hell. He said something else, but we're not going to use that type of language this morning. Is it still morning? No, it's afternoon. I'm talking to you at 12:36 in the afternoon on a Friday. So, and my cat, again, I don't know what it is. I think it's been the last 5 podcasts I've done, or videocasts. My cat, Jeter Willett, he's named after my wife's favorite ball player, Derek Jeter. He has pinstripes. He's gray. He decides he has to make Toy while I'm on the air with you all. And of course, as you know, I don't do any editing or whatever. I just freeform this thing. And so that's the scratching sounds you heard, was my beloved little Jeter leaving me a little surprise for when we're done today. And I really got on the air with you all and wasn't really thinking about what I wanted to talk about. There's a lot going on in the world. You know, there's a debate coming up in June between 2 old guys, which should be just a hoot and holler to watch. Yep, he sure did leave me a surprise. Let me tell you, you should be glad you're on that side of whatever device you're either watching or listening to me from. Yes, you should, because I'm wide awake now. That's for dadgum sure. Yeah, we got a debate coming up. We got protests, and we've got Israeli mess, and we've got the Palestinian mess, and we've got all kinds of stuff going on. And, you know, this is what happens. By the way, here's something we can discuss by gory gumption. When you have something happen to you that kind of takes center stage in your life, as in myself getting, kicked out and then having to find a job at age 68, which, by the way, is not as easy as you might think. When something like that happens and it takes center stage in your life, you really do forget everything else. Everything else goes out the flipping window. Everything else is secondary. Everything else really ceases to exist, honestly. I mean, I know there's all kinds of things going on in the world. I know there's, all kinds of things going on in sports. I know there's all kinds of things going on in entertainment. I know there's all kinds of things going on everywhere, and I don't really care because I gotta find a job. And I'm sure that's the way it is with you. If you have challenges in your family, or you have challenges at work, or you have a major challenge someplace else, all of a sudden that takes center stage, and you may be the most politically motivated, politically oriented, or sports oriented and sports motivated, or entertainment motivated person in the whole wide world. You may go to every movie when it comes out. You may, watch every sporting event on television or at a bar someplace. You may, be at work at 6 a.m. and work till 8 o'clock at night. You might be one of those people, but the moment something major hits that takes over your life, it takes over. It just takes over. And all of a sudden, you are not who you normally are. And that's been my case. I'm really not who I normally am. I'm fretting a little bit because I got several things going against me. First of all, I did a really, really, really good job at Daytona and got jobbed. I mean, everybody says it. I know. You've heard it. Friends, neighbors, relatives, whatever. Oh, I got screwed. Well, I did. I really did. And even my beloved bride, who loves me to no end, I mean, she even says, you got the wrong end of the stick on this one. I said, yeah, sure did. It just takes over your life. It affects everything you think about. It affects everything you do. It affects everything, God, hell, everything you eat. I ate a third donut, and these things are rich. I mean, rich donuts. I ate a third donut simply because, F it. I was one of those stress eating deals. My wife is in Weight Watchers, doing extremely well, by the way. And she mentions the fact that a lot of people go in there and they've had a lot of stress in their lives through divorce or whatever. And, they put on an extra 20 pounds because they're stress eating, because they can't think of anything else to do. So they stick food in their mouths. And that's what happened to me this morning. I could have had one donut. I could have had 2 donuts. I had 3. And I mean, they're rich as hell. And I'm just sitting here trying to stay awake for you all because I've got way too many carbohydrates in my system. And oh, man, it's rough. So anyway, that should be the drink. I know we mentioned the drinking game in the last episode, but I'm thinking maybe this ought to be the drink. So anyway, because I do say that a lot, that should be another stiff Jack Daniels down the hatch. And that's something I have not done, by the way. I haven't gotten drunk. I haven't tried to become unconscious in any other way through mind-altering substances, including the legal one, which is marijuana. I don't even think about stuff like that. I don't know what it is, but I guess it's because I want to keep my wits about me, because I never know when that opportunity is going to come in. and I got to stay sharp, and I got to stay focused, and I got to go in there, and I got to, I got to be ready. Got to be ready for the main event. By the way, I did notice this, by the way, and there's another one. That would be a good drinking game. By the way, by the time I would be finished with an episode, you guys would be hammered. You'd be drunk. Oh, you'd be loaded. Because I say by the way a lot. Yesterday, the day before, whenever I did the last episode, I actually wrote something down for you guys, which was the name of the account in YouTube that had all my Man Store links on it, which are really good. By the way, I know I mentioned it last episode about how magnificent and terrific I was, but they were pretty good. And Nicole Willett is Breaking Even Communications. Breaking Even Communications. I believe she has 2 locations. I believe it's in Upper State New York, and I know it's in Bar Harbor, Maine. Breaking Even Communications. That's Nicole Willett. Tell her I said hi. And she is brilliant. By the way, Nicole is brilliant. She was my videographer, and she was terrific. Now, I realized when I looked at this back again, Is that a sentence? I'm not sure. I don't know if that's a sentence or not. When I reviewed the episode, there we go. I reviewed the episode. I saw that I actually put it up, and I thought because it doesn't look to me on this end of the camera that it was in the right order, that I thought I had to turn it backwards. And of course, when I turn it backwards, you couldn't read it. But if I turn it the right way, like so, I know for a fact right now that says, there we go, right in front of my face. And I'll put for all you buzzsprouters, I'm trying to find the correct location to place this piece of paper so that people can actually, there we go, and now you can actually see it and watch my lips as I speak to you. Yeah, it says Man Store BH, that Man Store Bar Harbor. And you will see me, but you will see me without all the gray hair and out the gray. I didn't think I even had, no, I didn't have anything. I didn't have a mustache. I didn't have a goatee. I didn't have anything. I was clean shaven. I was a clean shaven Man Store owner and doing my little thing there. So it was really cool. And you should see them because they're funny. I think I did a pretty good job. And a little bit of, some controversial, I think. I think I was a little controversial on a couple of them, but that's okay. It was way back when, and I think statute of limitations is run, and I think I'm okay. What were we going to talk about? We still haven't really come up with a topic that we're going to talk about. We never did talk about the 2024 NFL draft because I do put this on. I put this on my Relvis Facebook page, and I'm sure all the Redskins fans look at it and go, "He's not talking about Redskins / Commanders. He's not doing any of that. He's just rambling on about himself." And well, why do I care? So I'll talk for a couple minutes about the Commanders and about how everybody that I read, Sporting News, CBS Sports, NBC Sports, ESPN, everybody that I read, all the various side pages and supposed experts and what have you, thinks that the Commanders had an A+ draft, which is great because the Commanders, stunk up the joint last year, and completely understandable. I'm happy about that. I'm happy that I worry about our quarterback, to be honest, and I think I mentioned this in an earlier episode because he reminds me of RG3. He's thin. When he was, matter of fact, I remember when I was talking to you guys about, he was walking up to the podium to be hugged, very gingerly, by the way, by Roger Goodell because they didn't want to break him. And he's skinny as hell. And it worries me. And I'm seeing him in clips where he's in training camp right now. And he still looks skinny as hell, even with shoulder pads on. So it does worry me that I'm just hoping that his offensive coordinator, Cliff Kingsbury, is saying, do not take a hit, one hit. Don't take a hit at all. No way, never. Forget it. Run out of bounds, slide, do something. But don't let the opposing team hit you in the face or the body or any place else, because you might break. And if you break, you're no good to us. So I'm hoping he is kind of giving him that. But all the other draft choices, everybody seemed to be happy with, all the way down to draft choice number 7. So that's a good thing. Did you catch the new logo, by the way, if you are Commanders fans? It's the W, the W, boom, 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 the W, and then there's a feather hanging off it. And I think I'm hoping that's a subtle hint. I'm hoping that's a subtle hint that perhaps, maybe, possibly, we're going to go back to the name you see behind me, particularly over there, right there. If you can see my thumb where I'm pointing, there's that's actually a picture of Joe Gibbs speaking at the Hall of Fame in 1996 in a distinctive picture frame. So that's what I'm hoping anyway. I'm hoping that, we'll move back to the original name and life will be good, and that'd be very cool. Speaking of being very cool, I'm going to be going to a Nationals game, which is really cool. I keep looking at myself. Today I'm really looking at myself. I think it's because I'm so laconic and I'm not paying enough attention to my little blue light telling me I'm supposed to be looking up there. So I'm now focused. There we go. It's laser-like focus right there. There we go. I'm going to be going to the Nets game on Saturday the 15th. I don't even know who they're playing. I could have looked that up and been incredibly professional before I got out here, but no, I didn't do that because, like I said, I'm laconic. I'm lazy. Lazy as all get out. It's a terrible thing. Yeah, I think we're only going to go about the 20-minute mark, and then I'm going to cut out for the day because I got to take my 2 cats to vet. Well, I got 4 cats, but I got to take the 2 sisters, Roxy and Ruby. I got to take them to the veterinarians for their checkup, their shots, and their nails clipped. And luckily, they are very good in terms of getting into the crates. So I'm hoping I don't have any kind of challenge, which would be nice. One more thing before we go, and this is something that I found out yesterday. I'm sitting, as you can tell, I did mention my brand new haircut. So I'm sitting in the salon, and I'm looking through the latest edition of People magazine. And right in the first few pages, there's a picture of Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney is an attractive young lady, but it wasn't the picture of Sydney Sweeney that caught my eye. What caught my eye was the picture in an inset of Sydney Sweeney of a younger Christy Martin. At that time, she was known as Christy Martin. Now she's known as Christy Salters, which is her maiden name. Christy Martin, as you might remember, was a women's professional boxer. In my personal opinion, she was the greatest of all time. She's the one that set every single boxing venue for women up, including UFC. She made it fine for women to fight each other. And it was because of Christy Martin. Period. End of statement. She's the greatest of all time. I know she was beaten by Layla Ali, but it wasn't even a fair fight. Christy Martin is, about 5'3", 5'4", 5'5", maybe, and Layla Ali is like much taller. It wasn't, and Christy was on the tail end of her career, and Layla was in her prime. It just, no. See, catch them when they were both in their prime, you'd have had a different ending to that particular fight. But anyway, she is the greatest of all time. Sydney Sweeney is going to play her in a movie, which I think is very, very, very cool. As a matter of fact, when I read that and when I saw the picture of Christy, I let out a loud yes in the salon. And of course, the nice ladies who were there looked at me like I was quite mad, which at that moment, temporarily, I was, because if there is anybody that deserves to have a bunch of doors open because of what she's done and the life she has led and the challenges she's overcome. It's Christy Martin. And that's just the deal. And so I was very, very happy that that was going to happen. Be sure you're on the lookout for it. Be sure you're on the lookout for any news involving Christy and the new movie starring Sydney Sweeney. And that's the way I believe I will finish. I want you guys to have a lovely day. I'm going to try to talk to you guys either Saturday or Sunday if I can. My bride has said that she just doesn't understand why I don't give her free time and just come in here and do a podcast. So I went, okay, I guess I'll do that. So have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful evening. Have a great Friday night. Hope you're going to go out and do something fun. If I don't speak with you, have a great weekend. But if I do, I look forward to it. And I will talk to you later. Bye.